I would say I took up the battle with both the women and the journalists and all the ones asking the critical questions. When I had my first child, in some of the newspapers, they wrote one day after I gave birth to the child, she's going to be a very bad mother because she will only be on child's leave for 5 weeks and then she will be back in her office. And I said to these journalists, listen, there are maybe 2,000 Danish male ministers who've had children. They've never been told they were a bad father. But suddenly, because it's a woman, it's a big problem. So it's not a problem. You know, a child has got both a mother and a father, and the father is going to help me bring up that child. And
I know the strength with which you speak is so positive, and I can imagine that you would feel so strong because it's been almost a century since women have made such achievements. Yes. But in Bhutan, we're just beginning. What should we learn from Denmark's experiences?
Never be patient. You have to speed up. And I think that one really, really important advice is for the women to stand up for each other. Because I have really felt, I've also been through the media cycle with a lot of negative things a couple of times. And what has really made me happy is that a lot of the older women who were in the parliament maybe 10 years ago or 15 years ago, they stood up for me and said, stop criticizing her. She's doing the right thing. And you know, that's really nice because sometimes you need some support from behind. And I think that a lot of women can actually support women in that. And I think that for you, the best thing is to use the good examples, both from your own country, but maybe also from abroad, to say it is possible. Still, I'm absolutely sure that for every day that passes in Denmark, we're getting a more and more fair treatment. Because some of us, we say to the press sometimes, this is too much. You're only at my back because I'm a woman and not because I'm doing something especially bad. And I don't want that. There has to be an equal treatment. And I think that if you stand up for each other, and maybe also dare tell your men at home that there has to be a more equal way of sharing the responsibilities at home, it makes it easier for women also to do something except taking care of the house and the children. And I would argue that the reason why we are such a rich society in economic terms is, you know, we do not have the oil and as Norway do, or the big companies as Sweden do, but it's because we have a very, very industrious workforce, but both men and women are working very hard. I think we actually has got the highest percentage in the world of women working. So for the society as a whole, it makes you very rich when such a huge amount of the population is working every day. We're not working many hours, but both parents are working, and that's also making a difference. And maybe you should use that as an argument in Bhutan, that if you want your country to become even more wealthy, it's very important that women also get a job and an education.